right, guys. He said we're going to go on to the next topic, and that next topic is going to be some Survivor Series predictions and previews.
Predictions.
So, of course, we have Survivor Series this Sunday. If you guys don't know, it's this Sunday. So, let's go over the card real quick. So, we're just going to go in no particular order here. We're going to go with the tag team match, which is going to be The Bar, which is Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos. One of my favorite tag teams. That should be a damn good match.
That should be a good one.
Usos have probably the best work of their career as a heel tag team. They've been kind of going a little bit face in some aspects on SmackDown Live, but, no complaints. They're a good tag team, and I hope that they stay with this heel persona, but who do you have and why?
Taking the Usos.
Usos.
I think they're right now they're just being they're booked stronger at the moment than the Bar is.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bar just got lucky and beat the Shield on Monday Night Raw last week. So, I mean, they only won because of the New Day's distraction.
Yeah.
So I think the Usos are going to win just to keep up with how strongly they're being booked at the moment. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly see the Shield just winning the Tag Team Championship back in a couple days.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the Usos on this one. And they're just, I mean, these are great tag teams, both of them, but the Usos are better anyway.
Yeah. I'm also taking the Usos because they are my dudes. Last night we saw that the Shield got their revenge on The Miz and The Bar when they went on their 3-on-3 match.
Yeah.
Of course, the Shield is going to be booked strong. They wanted to look strong for this New Day Shield match, which they haven't really built up. I think this match was kind of like a last-second match.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I feel like an epic promo and battle between the Shield and the New Day would have been epic if they would have given the allotted time for them.
I agree.
Throughout this Survivor Series build, but
the promos could have been legendary for this.
They could have been great. But, we're going back to the tag team champs. I'm picking the Usos. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the one I'm dreading the most. And it is The Miz with the IC title versus Baron Corbin with the United States title. Talk about a snooze fest.
Snooze fest. Baron Corbin's going to win this one.
Yep, I'm agreeing with you 100%. And the reason why, because The Miz has been booked like a very shitty Intercontinental Champion. He's been getting beat up by the Shield.
Yeah.
He's been, he hasn't been the guy that's gotten over in terms of in storylines and just matches. He's always been buried. He's always been like that chicken shit heel, but it's to a point where it's not even a believable chicken shit heel because when it comes to the title matches, he's good, but when it comes to regular matches, he takes an L. So, the IC belt has so much history and prestige that I'm not saying it's the Miz's fault because, storyline and creative have booked him in a way where it's like he looks like shit.
Yeah.
But the IC title is such a prestigious belt, and he's just weighing the belt down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if they let him, I don't know, man. They just don't book him very well as far as his matches are concerned. The guy can cut an incredible promo. I don't know what is going on with him. But Baron Corbin just beat AJ Styles. He's going to have a big push right now. He's going to win this one.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Obviously, he's going to be a big push for Baron Corbin, and who knows, he might be challenging for the title next year, that is the main title.
That'd be nightmarish. Don't do it, WWE.
But let's move on. The Women's Championship. So right now it's slated as Natalya versus Alexa Bliss, but rumor has it is that Charlotte, and of course we're recording this Tuesday afternoon, not Tuesday night, where Tuesday night SmackDown will be. Charlotte's supposed to win the title, so it's supposed to be Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte. And let's just do a scenario where let's just do two scenarios. So if it's Alexa Bliss versus Natalya,
Alexa Bliss is
Alexa Bliss for sure. But what about Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss? Because that one will be interesting because of the way that Alexa Bliss has been booked.
I still think Alexa Bliss is going to win.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my opinion is kind of not very valid here, just because I don't keep up with the women's division very much. But I just have a feeling she's going to win either way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go against the grain to be different. I'm going with the Nature Boy's daughter, Charlotte Flair, to win this match.
Okay, but you think Alexa Bliss would beat Natalya, though?
Alexa Bliss 100% beats Natalya. Natalya, she's a great worker. Her character is cringe.
Cringe to the maximum.
Her promos are cringe, but her wrestling ability is really good.
Yeah.
But she's just a transitional champion for Charlotte to get the title, and then it'll lead to, I believe, the 4 Horsemen women match that they might do at WrestleMania between the UFC and the WWE's 4 Horsewomen. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, this is our Survivor Series pick for the Women's Championship match. Let's move on to the next thing, and we're just going to talk, since we talked about it already, the Shield versus the New Day. I know the New Day are your guys.
Match of the night incoming.
Match of the night incoming.
I honestly do think so. I think that's going to be match of the night.
Okay.
I think they're going to do a lot of crazy spots in this one, just like insanity. They're going to go nuts. Roman Reigns is back, so it's going to be the Shield. But it's going to be a great match. I'm sticking with the Shield, though, even though the New Day they're my boys. They're my boys.
Okay.
They're going to lose, though.
I'm going to go against the green.
You're picking the New Day.
I'm picking the New Day. The New Day, after watching Vince McMahon, I know this is a while back, but watching the way Vince McMahon was so excited about the New Day's WrestleMania intro and how they planned it out the days before and how he's so excited about it, I don't think Vince McMahon has the balls to have the New Day lose because they are a huge merchandise seller compared to the Shield. And if we're doing a business perspective of it, along with, booking wise, I just think the New Day have more going for them, because if you have the New Day win, they can bring in like another tag team that they're going to fight against on SmackDown Live, which of course is clearly needed because right now there's really only 2 viable tag teams on SmackDown, which are the Usos and the New Day. So I think if the New Day wins, you'll be able to build up that division by having someone go against the New Day, and eventually that team will beat the New Day.
Okay.
Whether it's the Fashion Police or whether it's the Bludgeon Brothers.
None of them. I don't want any of them to beat the New Day.
But we'll see, man. It's going to be a fun match. I don't think it's going to be match of the night, but it definitely will be a close second.
You might have just persuaded me to the New Day. I think you might have just brought me over to their side. Because what it boils down to is, like, the New Day is going to be around as a tag team a lot longer than the Shield is.
Yeah.
The Shield's going to break up again. Roman Reigns is going to go off and do his thing again and be the undefeated champion.
The world universe.
Of the world/universe, God of destruction, level power. So I feel like the New Day is going to win. You just persuaded me.
Okay.
You took me to the other side, and now I'm staying there.
So I cut like a Paul Heyman promo against you.
You convinced me. Before we move on to the next match, I do want to compliment this Survivor Series card. Yeah. I feel like it's a lot less predictable than 95% of WWE pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. Like I don't necessarily know who's gonna win all these matches.
Yeah, and I think I do like that because at some points there were times where it looked predictable on the card, but they just did the swerve just to do the swerve.
Yeah.
At the pay-per-views. But this one, it's like anybody can win. Anybody has a chance. And we'll see, man. I'm very excited for it. I think it's one of those cards that gets you excited for wrestling again. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem corny until, you watch the Trick or Street fight, which...
the Trick or Street fight.
I will still bring it up because it's the worst thing ever.
He's never
but we're not cutting a promo on it. But like I said, it's going to be a good card. I will commend WWE where credit's due. This card looks stacked compared to years and even weeks before with their SummerSlam, Great Balls of Fire, and 100 times backlashes.
Backlash every day of the week.
But let's move on.
Let's do that one.
Which one do you want to do? The women's elimination?
Yeah, let's get it done.
Okay. So for this one, we got the women's Survivor Series elimination team. So I'll go over the teams real quick. So on the Raw side, we have Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha, and Bailey. If you watch Noam Dar, you would get the joke. But it's all right. He doesn't watch 205 Live.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On the SmackDown side, we got Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Carmella, and Tamina Snuka.
This is an easy one. This is the most predictable match of the whole night. Regardless if Charlotte ends up on the SmackDown team or not, it's so easy to know who's going to win this. Do you agree?
I agree.
The Team Raw team is winning because they have God of Destruction level power on their team too.
Yeah,
they have Asuka. They're going to win.
Yeah.
She's not losing. She's not getting pinned. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do the gimmick where, it's been done many times where Asuka's not gonna get a tag in from anybody until she's the final person left. You know, maybe one or two of the women on the SmackDown side is gonna get eliminated, and then she's just gonna run train.
She's gonna one-shot everybody on their team.
She's gonna Asuka lock 10 people in a row. Like they're gonna get jobbers to come in for the Survivor Series match, and she's gonna.
It's happening. Like she's not losing.
Yeah, if they do that, WWE, I will cut a vicious promo on you.
He's gonna cut a vicious promo. The only chance that she does get eliminated and Team SmackDown wins is like, let's say the Team Raw people are like, they kind of turn on her or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to put her over in a storytelling perspective. Yeah. Like they don't want her to win for them. So they turn on her and then all of Team SmackDown gangs up on her. And then she okay, she didn't really lose. She got beat up by 9 different people, you know? So that I feel like that's the only way they could let her get pinned and have it be explainable. But even then, just don't do it. Just let her win.
Just let her OP everybody.
That's way cooler. If they don't tag her in and she's the only one left and it's her against all 5 of them, that is dope. That'd be the coolest thing in the women's division in ever.
Yeah, I mean, you've already kind of fucked up her booking by having that Emma match. 50-50 offense. Even though she won, it just didn't make her look dominant and threatening. And we even saw it the week before when they were in the UK. Asuka didn't really get that much of a reaction when she was facing the jobber by just, killing her. So I think doing it here in the States where, she's by herself, eliminating 4 or 5 people, the crowd is going to be like, holy shit, this girl is actually really dominant. Like there's a reason why she has an undefeated streak. And the only reason why she had to lose her title is because she got injured, which WWE commentary has been doing in terms of saying that she's been undefeated. But I've been saying this time and time again, mention the NXT accomplishments. It's that simple of booking that gets people over.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on.
We're both agreed. Team Raw's winning that one.
But yeah, let's move on. You ready to do the men's? Before we do the men's, let's do the stupid cruiserweight one because no one really cares about the cruiserweight because even though Enzo Amore is a good talker, he's a shitty wrestler. Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Who you got?
The big question before I answer who I think is going to win is Pete Dunne coming out for this?
I don't think so. There's no mention of Pete Dunne on the card yet.
Okay, you don't think he's going to surprise them and come out?
I mean, it would suck because I know Tyler Bate lost to Enzo Amore on 205 Live last week, which irked me, and I know I didn't mention it before, and I'm not going to mention it now because I'll go on like a 20-minute tangent. But
that's awful. All right, well, let me give my prediction. I'm going to say Pete Dunne comes out. I'm just going to go a little outside the box with this one.
Okay.
Right? Enzo is going to beat Kalisto by some trickery means.
Okay.
Pete Dunne is going to come out and absolutely smash him. I do really think that they obviously want to push Pete Dunne to the moon.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think they probably realized they didn't do a good enough job of it on Raw last week.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring him out, have him absolutely destroy Enzo Amore, and then call him out for a championship opportunity. And Kalisto's going to just take a step back. Yeah. That's my call.
It should happen. It should be done. And I don't like the fact, and this is going to be an off point, I don't like the fact that some of the UK guys are going on the 205 Live show.
Just from trying to keep that show alive, it's a good call. Because Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, people want to watch them wrestle.
Yeah, but you need to change the name of the show then. Yeah, I don't want to call it 205 Live because then you're limiting them to not wrestling Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, or any of them. You're limiting them to
name in general.
Just each other, which is just very lame. But you're right. Stupid name. Let's move on. Sorry I didn't get my pick. I didn't really care about it. I'm just going to go with Enzo Amore keeps it.
All right.
I'm going to be simple. All right. Let's move on to a tag team match, which should be not tag team, but a Survivor Series team match that should be exciting. That is the men's Survivor Series team with Raw and SmackDown. So for the Raw side, of course, we have Kurt Angle, Triple H and his Golden Shovel, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. So for SmackDown, we got Shane McMahon, Juan Cena, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the glorious Bobby Roode.
Okay. All right. So
This one is going to be very divisive, and I think this one is like the most intrigued because you could do so many things in there.
All right, so this is my thought process, all right?
Okay.
I want to decipher this.
All right.
I don't think they're going to let one of the old timers win this.
Okay.
It's not going to be Kurt Angle, Triple H, or Shane McMahon, or even John Cena. I'm considering him one of the old timers, all right?
Okay.
I think it's going to be one of the newer dudes that they want to push. So my next thought process is trying to decide who I think is going to be the one that they let win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be Shinsuke. I feel like he kind of took too big of a L with the whole gender thing. I don't think it's going to be Finn Balor. Too big of an L with the whole Kane thing. It's either going to be Samoa Joe or could be Braun Strowman, but I think it's going to be Samoa Joe or Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, okay.
And I really think it's going to be Bobby Roode is going to win it.
With the glorious Bobby Roode, excuse that. The glorious Bobby Roode, huh?
That's just excluding any of the side story stuff, like
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or even the Jason Jordan possible interference. That's excluding all of that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we could see a match where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out and interrupt the match.
Mm-hmm.
Team Raw takes a big advantage. And then Jason Jordan comes out and screws it up for Raw, and then SmackDown wins.
Okay, yeah.
Like, we could see both come out and interfere, which isn't that crazy. But I really do think Bobby Roode is gonna win it.
Yeah. Let me go with what I'm thinking here. So
missing one person on that team. Randy Orton, he's an old timer too. He's not winning either.
yeah. I mean, if they let any of these old timers win, it just goes to show you that WWE is just so stuck in their mind that they have to go to the part timers and the old guys to even get a reaction from the crowd. Mm-hmm. A guy like Bobby Roode or Shinsuke Nakamura would be a good shout. Good entrance. Guys with charisma, personality. Mm-hmm. Great shouts. Finn Balor would also be a good shout. Braun Strowman would be an amazing shout. And so with Samoa Joe, that's who I'm going with. Samoa Joe.
Your pick is for Samoa Joe.
I'm going with Samoa Joe winning it. He just came back. He's ready to kick some ass. He's ready to kill some people.
I agree. I think Samoa Joe is a really good shout too, because he's in the perfect position to have a big push.
Yeah.
He's really hot right now. And don't forget, we're gonna have some Finn Balor, Samoa Joe back and forth too.
Yeah. And my prediction here for Samoa Joe is he's going to bring out, I don't know if it's banned or not, but he's going to bring out the Muscle Buster on the main roster.
He's going to use the Muscle Buster. All right. I like that idea.
But
if he wins, that would be a good way to win it.
It'd be a great way to win it, and I'm only going with one interference, and I think that is the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think they're going to interfere with SmackDown. They probably will get in. Maybe they'll get in a feud with Nakamura or Bobby Roode. Mm-hmm. And then we see a thing where those guys have to face each other, and then potentially we could see either Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn win a title.
Interesting.
Which would cause one of them to have dissension against the other. Mm-hmm. And then we maybe see a swerve where Sami Zayn turns to the good guy again. Kevin Owens screws over Sami Zayn, and maybe there's a title match or some sort of stipulation match at WrestleMania between those two, because they can never put on a bad match. It's just, when you see it too many times, you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But that's who I'm going with for my Survivor Series men's team. Raw wins. Samoa Joe, Muscle Buster, 1, 2, 3.
That was a promo. I'm taking Bobby Roode from SmackDown, like I said. I do think one last thing for this match. I think Braun Strowman is going to do the whole Miz match thing he did at the last pay-per-view. What was that? Backlash? I don't remember what it actually was. TLC. I think he's going to get angry with his team and leave again.
I think so.
I really don't. I think that's the way the character's going to be booked. He can't work on a team because he's just the monster.
Yeah. Just thinking about it now, I just feel like there's going to be so many run-ins.
There's going to be lots of swerves.
Because I'm thinking also because he beat Kane last night, because he power slammed him through the ring.
Kane might come out.
So Kane might come out, and Braun Strowman and them will fight each other.
And then Braun Strowman won't be in the match anymore. Boom.
Yeah. And then those two can battle for the moniker of the monster, even though Braun Strowman's already over, but that's neither here nor there.
There you go. I agree. I think that's going to happen.
All right. Let's move on to the main event for the world champs. Bragging rights. Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champ, versus the phenomenal AJ Styles,
okay,
who has the WWE Championship. Who do you got and why?
I'm taking AJ Styles in this
AJ
one.
Styles.
I really do think he's going to win. I think the fact that they let him take the title off of Jinder, and maybe I'm being a little too optimistic with the WWE right now, but I think they've finally realized that is who the WWE fans want to see as the champion.
Okay.
They're letting him take the reins and do it. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to get absolutely destroyed for the first 3 quarters of the match, and then he's going to have like a phenomenal comeback.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. He's going to have a phenomenal comeback, and he's going to win the match.
Okay.
Because then if you have, and I think I said this on a different podcast we did, but if you have a guy like AJ Styles, who is his stature is much more diminutive, just use good words right there,
Great words.
than Brock Lesnar. He's a much smaller guy than Brock Lesnar.
Right.
It sets up a lot of different feuds for Brock Lesnar because then it's established that he can be beat by really good wrestlers who are smaller than him.
Okay.
So you have Finn Balor is another guy who could be eventually introed in as like a contender for the title. Because AJ Styles has beaten him, now it's not that crazy.
Okay.
I think it sets up good storylines for the future.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to be optimistic. I'm going to be a pessimist here. And I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar winning in his Brock Lesnar usual ways.
He's going to suplex him 38 times.
Suplex 38 times, an F5 here or there. And then, AJ Styles might get a phenomenal forearm. He definitely won't get the Styles Clash. I don't think.
He doesn't do it anymore, does he?
He hasn't been doing it recently, but he has been doing it before. I don't know if WWE banned it again. Because,
I feel like they did. I thought they did after the whole James Ellsworth thing.
No, because he used it before.
Yeah. Oh, he used it after that?
Yeah, after that.
Okay.
So everything's fine there. How does a guy with no chin understand that you need to tuck in your chin? But anyway, I'm going to be a pessimist. Brock Lesnar is going to beat AJ Styles, which is going to be very sad to see. And basically, you're just feeding another person to Brock Lesnar for Roman Reigns. I know I may seem like a Roman hater.
I mean, you are.
But I just think the way that we've heard the rumors, all the rumblings, Roman Reigns is going to be at the main event at WrestleMania. I don't see Brock Lesnar losing, and it's just another way for Brock Lesnar to have another notch on his belt in terms of winning against AJ Styles.
Okay.
So Paul Heyman can cut a salesman promo come WrestleMania season.
All right.
So,
I mean, I think you're. This is another good example of we really don't know who's going to win this match because there's a lot of different ways they could go with it. They could go with their traditional awful garbage WWE storytelling, which would be what you said.
Yeah.
Or they could do something that sets themselves up for the future. Like even you could have Brock Lesnar win, but still have it be more entertaining than what they're probably going to do if he wins.
I just think, and I'm the only person that maybe says it out loud, but I think Brock Lesnar is overhyped. I don't think he's that good
at this point in his career. He needs to take a step back because he does the same thing over and over again. It's really not very good at this point because since he's been back from his second UFC run, right, where he won again, but it's just all the same thing over and over and over again.
And I think it was the wrong guy to beat the streak for Undertaker. If this is now what we've seen from it, I think he's the wrong guy to beat him.
I think he's the right guy. I think he was the right guy. Because really...
Maybe we'll go into it at another time. Because, we're here for Survivor Series.
Another discussion.
Maybe next week we'll talk about it. Because, there's some points here or there, some counterpoints. And this could be a very long wrestling podcast. But, that's pretty much your Survivor Series match card. Like we said, very stacked card. Everything looking good for WWE. But will we get generic booking from WWE again, which in some aspects I do think that's going to happen, or will we get some exciting we're not going to know what happens until we watch the pay-per-view type of thing?
Yeah. I hope so. I really do hope so. I think a lot of these matches have a lot of potential, so I hope they live up to at least half of what they're capable of.
Exactly. But that's pretty much it for the wrestling talk. Let's go into some more news.